Hello, Africa. Hello, Nigeria. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here tonight. And yes, you're welcome to Metamorphosis Conference, breaking barriers of limiting habits and addictions for you to step into possibilities in your personal and professional life. All right. So I'm excited to be hosting this, and you're welcome to the first session. All right. I'm going to be taking the first session, and of course, we have an amazing lineup of speakers. You guys have seen them already. I'm just going to mention some of them. We're going to be having Comfort after the session this night. Alexander Comfort is going to be talking about the place of mental health in your personal and professional success. All right. So tomorrow we're going to be having the productivity god. That's Ifeanyi. All right. Godfrey is going to be coming around to share with us highly structural strategies to guarantee results in your personal and professional life. Thank you so much, everybody. If you can see me right now, just type I can see you. Type it in the comments. All right. Type I can see you. Welcome everybody. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. This is a dream come true, right? Not every day you see somebody decide to do a conference on addictions, uh, habits and all of that. It's really, really, really revolutionary, and I want you guys to maximize this. All right, this is a big opportunity for you to step into your possibilities. Mr. Karim Adebayo, good to see you too. You're welcome. So excited you guys are here. So very quickly, we have very limited time. All right. Usually I teach about 1 hour, 2 hours, but I have to work around 45 minutes or thereabouts, so we can take questions, and we've allotted just 1 hour max for every session, and other guests are going to be sticking to that as well. So just like they already know, we'll go straight to the point. So once again, welcome everybody, and let me please share the background before I go into my conversation this night. Why I'm hosting this conference is very simple. First, I realized that there is so much silence around the subject of addiction. There is so much silence around the conversation about productivity. And because I'm so passionate about young people, teenagers, youths, I want to see many young people, right? Much more young people who are able to learn so much about what they are going through at every phase. It's so unfortunate that many people are still silent about the issue of addiction. Not many persons are able to boldly come out to say, "Oh, I have this addiction, I have this stuff." That's not the right way. You don't have addiction, all right? You struggle with that addiction, or you have a challenge with it, so but you don't have the addiction, right? Those are simple things we need to be also aware of. So yeah, so it's very, very important. And like I said, we don't have much conversation around it, and that's like the first thing that I want us to pay attention to. So we need to start talking about it. There are many people who have no, like I like to say, you are not the problem. You just lack information. There is a deficiency of the right strategies, and that's why you struggle with certain things. You struggle with, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person. Emphasis on that. It doesn't mean you're not strong enough. It doesn't mean you're not spiritual enough. It doesn't mean you're not good as a human being enough. It's just that you lack access to information. And just like a child, like I like to say, a baby learning how to walk is not termed an imbecile just because he or she cannot walk properly. The child is just a child learning how to navigate their way into childhood, all right? So this baby is coming from a womb. I mean, a baby is coming from a womb where it did not walk for 9 good months. It's not going to start working the day it's giving birth to. All right. So All right, how about now? Faintola Israel, we can't currently hear you. How about now? Can you hear me now? Michael, how about now? Can you hear me? Karim, can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? I want to be sure. Can you hear me now? Excuse me. I'm so sorry about that. There was a network glitch there. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now. I just need one person to confirm that I'm going to go ahead. You can hear me now. Just, oh, great, great. Thank you so much. All right. So I was saying that you're not a terrible person. You just need access to information. And that's why we're here tonight. So I'm going to be teaching on the mechanics of a lasting change and transformation. And just before we make much progress, yeah, thank you so much, Mike. Just before we make much progress, I want to quickly differentiate between progress, what's it called, change and transformation. So usually when people hear the word change or transformation, of course they know it's doing something that would make you make progress, right? But there's a very thin line there, and I want to teach you guys. So look at this. I don't want you to be so fanatic about change, driven by change alone. Be more interested in transformation. And when I say be more interested in transformation, I'm saying that you should look more onto the overall results, right? Because what makes you become an adult is because you were changing gradually, all right? But I don't want it to be focused on just changing, because most times people make very little progress because they are not changing in the real sense. And what change is that you are leaving what you were doing before, or the properties you had before, or the attributes you had before, the resources you have are changing gradually, because the result you want is not in the big picture, is in a small picture. What you do day by day is what compounds to eventually give you the results you are looking for. So most times we are too, oh, let me just do this today, let me do this today. No, the results you are looking for should be your focus, so that it's going to give you the right information on what to do to get to that picture. I'm going to make this more, I'm going to make this clearer shortly, just stay with me. So my point is, change is very key, but transformation should be your goal. Change is good, but transformation is best. And why do I say transformation is best? That's because transformation justifies change. So any change, or any changes that you're making that does not translate to transformation soon. And when I say soon, I mean at the right time. Is that okay? So any change or changes you're making that is not able to push you to that place of transformation is not enough, is not enough. So most people are too focused and distracted by change instead of focusing on transformation. So here's what I mean. So let's say you're trying to quit alcohol, right? You change by, let's say you change the brand of alcohol you're drinking. That's not enough. Nobody's asking you to stop this particular brand, but stop it entirely. Stop it entirely. So somebody says, "Oh, I don't want to drink." Okay, so they stop drinking, or let decide they stop buying alcohol, but they still keep visiting the friends who take alcohol. One day, sooner or later, they are going to find themselves back in that trap. Is it making some sense right now? So instead of saying, "Oh, I just want to change," no, let transformation be your big goal, so that it can help you make informed decisions. You can take actions that are responsible to facilitate the destination you're going to. So instead of saying, "I just want those results," why not paint a clearer picture of exactly where you're going to? Let that be the major thing that is driving you. Stop being worried about changing. Stop being worried about, "Oh, I need to stop this, I need to," no. Focus on where you want to be, because where you want to be is going to provide the paraphernalia that you need to help you grow and become the kind of person who can automatically attract the kind of results that you want in your life. Is this making some sense? If you understand this, type understood. If you understand what I just explained, type understood in the comment. So look at this. Most persons are not able to get results because they're too concerned about the little things, but they leave the big thing. They leave the big meat of the picture. So imagine you trying to, let's use another example, right? Let's say you're trying to quit an habit like masturbation, right? Now we all know that what fuels masturbation is desire. or let me say over desire. So what fuels masturbation is over desire for sexual gratification. So imagine you're trying to quit masturbation now, and all you do is to stop staying alone. That doesn't work, because the problem is not you um, not being by yourself. The problem is that there is a fundamental error in your belief system about masturbation. There is something you've not understood about masturbation. You still believe somewhere in your mind that it is impossible for you to wait till your marriage for you to start experiencing sexual pleasure. Somewhere in your mind, there is still there's still a wrong information that masturbation is probably not a sin. All right, you still believe that is not a sin. You still believe somewhere in your mind that you cannot quit it. You still believe somewhere in your mind that there is a way you can masturbate without getting addicted to it. You still believe somewhere in your mind that there's a way you can masturbate without sexual thoughts. All of these are just premises that makes case for reason you are not able to stop it. So your problem is not staying alone, and that's why I'm against band aid solutions, because it makes you focus on just changing instead of getting transformation. So I need us to understand this. There is a clear difference between change and transformation. Change is good, transformation is best. Don't just be focused on changing. You need to understand the big picture of transformation so that you can take informed decisions and value based decisions. Does that make sense? So informed decisions are right decisions that can lead you to where you're going to. So imagine somebody is running a business, for instance, all right? Let's say you're running a business and then you have a challenge with losing customers, or let's say retaining customers. And then because you believe that, oh, you need more customers, you need the customers to stay. And then you started doing, let's say, an activity like you started printing complimentary cards, all right, and then you send to them like every end of the month. Right, that's a change, but is that change able to give you the results you want? Is that change able to drive the results you want? No, because interestingly, the case might not be that they don't feel better uh with your compliments, all right. That's not what they need. It could be they just need you to create a way of giving feedbacks. All right. It could be one of your staff, all right, who they don't like, and they do business with you once and they go. It could be your courtesy. It could be the way you talk to them. It could be the way you address them. It could be something else. So you printing complimentary card and giving to your clients as a way of retaining them might not work. Why? Why? Because that's not what they need. That's not the real change that they need. So any change you're making in your life, in your personal life, whether you have an addiction or any other thing you're trying to change in your business, if that change is not able to necessitate the result you want, you're not doing any serious thing. That's the truth. So the reason you're not making progress in your journey of transformation is because you are busy changing the things that are not actually adding value to the progress you want. That you're doing things that are activities that are not moving the needles. That's what you're doing. So for instance, somebody is trying to get more clients, all right? And then all the person does is just to post pictures, post pictures of the product, advertising more of their I mean, doing more of social media gymnastics instead of following up on the leads they've gotten, tracking them, following up and closing the sale. That's what brings in the customers. But they're just busy on social media gymnastic, post 20 times. Now that's fine, all right. But like I said, any change you're making that does not have the potency to gravitate you or your business into the desired change and transformation is more or less a play. So stop playing, okay? Or else you're gonna learn. Stop playing. So I want you to start thinking right now. What do I need to do? What result do I want in my life? So for instance, you're here and then you really want to become an addictions free person. So paint a picture, paint the picture, all right, where I want to be. What do I need? I clearly cannot continue this way. So when you have a clear picture of where you're going to, it's going to really help you. On the last day, my friend Ademola Shanu is going to be talking about the power of vision. I don't want any of you to miss that session. Don't miss that session for anything. All right, it's going to really, really help you. So when you understand a clear picture of where you're going to, it's going to make you take informed decisions, like I said earlier, and then it will empower you a lot to take the right decisions. Because when you know where you're going to, you can be assured that somehow you would know the steps to take, as long as you keep learning, as long as you keep learning. And that's why I'm excited you guys are here. So I'm going to be sharing a few things with you as regards the mechanics of lasting change and transformation. Before you begin to change, what are those things you need to know? And that's why I've shared one. Be focused on the big picture. That's the transformation instead of just changes. Right? Be transformation driven instead of change driven. Is that okay? So transformation helps you know the right decisions or steps to take so that you can have the correct changes that you need in your life or business. Number two, the second thing you need to take note of here is very, very key. And that's what I call be ready to lose. Be ready to lose. So most times, many people are not able to embrace lasting change because they're not ready to lose anything. They just want to still they want to enjoy the benefits of the new phase, and they still want to hold on to the residues of the previous level. So whatever it is you're trying to change in your life or business, you need to understand that you have to be ready to embrace losses. Be ready to embrace losses. I'm going to give you very practical examples. I'll give you about three. So let's start with the first one. The first illustration, let's look at a butterfly. A butterfly is usually in a cocoon, and by the time a butterfly wants to make advancement into the next form, it has to leave the cocoon. That's the house. It has to leave that shell-like structure, right? It has to leave the previous thing it was embraced with. So if you want to move to the next level, but you're still drunk with the reveling of the previous level you are, believe me, you can't make much progress. So stop being driven by the past. The Holy Bible says that I am looking forward, pressing on to the I mark, I calling, all right? So forgetting the things that are behind, pressing forward. The Bible says that you should have your eyes on things that are above, all right? And that's just a simple illustration. Stop being emotional about your past. Most people say, oh, I want this, I want that. For instance, somebody even in relationship and then somehow they got self breakfast, right? They cannot move forward and get into the next level of their life because they still feel like somewhere they are losing something, they are missing something. This person went away with a part of them. They feel victimized and they are thinking like a victim. So I want you guys to write this down. Put in the comments, everybody. Everybody type in the comments. Type in the comments. I am not a victim. I am a victor. Type in the comments. I am not a victim. I am a victor. So let go of your past experiences. Did you fail in the past? Let it go. Did you misbehave in quotes in the past? Let it go. Did you make stupid decisions in the past? Let it go. Stop living with the baggages of the past. They clamp you down. All right? They clamp you down from making progress. So stop living in the past. When you struggle with addiction and then you feel like a fraud, you feel like a fraud when you go to play the piano in the church, when you go to come online to talk about the things you're struggling with or you used to struggle with, and then anytime you want to pray, the devil tells you, oh, you're a failure. Oh, look at you. You want to pray. You that are doing this, you want to pray. Devil makes you feel like you're a victim, and that's not true. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're a victor. Believe me. All right? You're a victor. So I want you guys to start thinking like where you're going to and not where you are. Think of where you're going to from where you are, but don't think like where you are. Does it make any sense? So if you think this way, it's going to help you a lot, a lot. So stop thinking like the place you are. Start thinking like where you're going to. Have the destination in mind. So stop thinking like you're a failure. Maybe you were sexually molested or raped at a younger age. You don't have to live with the mindset that, oh, I'm an object, I deserve to be abused. So because I had a very rough sexual experience in the past, I don't deserve a good home. All of those voices come into your head. Don't believe them. Those words are not true. Those words are not true. You need to let go of the past, right? Embrace the new phase. And when I say let go of the past, I'm talking about the pleasures as well. All right, the pleasures of the past. So sometimes let's use sexual addictions for example. you try to quit, you try to quit an addiction, like let's say masturbation or pornography, right? Now, of course, you remember the way your body used to experience the thrills of pleasure, the dopamine rush, and the surge of excitement in your brain. And then the moment you say, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm embracing a new life, your brain keeps reminding you, all right? And in for context sake, all right, the enemy, which could be your brain, and if you really want to put it in a religious way, you can say the devil, right? So the devil begins to tell you you are a bad person, you're a terrible person. There is never a time you set a goal, you achieve it, you're a failure. You've said this 1,000 times, but you failed. You know that's not true. You are not your past, like I said. So be willing to let go of the past. It could be your past shame, it could be your past regrets, it could be your wrong decisions in the past, it could be wrong associations you've joined, it could be whatever it is that you've done in the past. Right? They remain in the past. Also, you need to let go of the enjoyment. So, for instance, if you're trying to be productive, one of the things you need to know is that you need to let go of oversleeping, overeating, eating junks, taking alcohol, all of those pleasures. I call them cheap dopamine. All right. You need to let go of cheap dopamine. Stop being so engrossed stop being engrossed in the pleasures of the past. Victor, Michael, I hope you're on the group. If you're not, please, I hope you're on the group so you can put the code there. I've not seen Fortune. Um, okay, just if you can help with the codes, just do with that. I've not seen Fortune. I don't know why he's not here yet. All right, but let's just move on. All right, I'll say. So don't just be willing to let go of the experiences. Be willing to let go of the pleasures as well. Because yes, pornography is sweet. Like I always tell people, don't live in that denial of, oh, it's not sweet. No, no, it's sweet, because stolen bread is sweet, stolen waters are sweet, but the end is death. Even the Bible says there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end of it is death. Or okay, maybe I should put it this way: pornography feels good, right? But it's not good, right? It's not the best for you. Yeah. So, but come to terms with the fact that what I am doing right now, my body enjoys it, but my mind does not, my spirit does not, my destiny does not, my purpose does not. And coming to that understanding that I need to change. So don't be so romantically acquainted to your past. All right, stop being romantically acquainted to the feelings of pleasure that you can't see the glorious future ahead. I read somewhere recently, and the person said, don't ruin the joy of the morning with the pleasures of the night. Put it in the comments, everybody. Type it in the comments if you got that. Don't ruin the joy of the morning with the pleasures of the night. Don't ruin the joys of the morning with the pleasures of the night. So be willing to let go of past experiences, past pleasures, past feelings, past identity, and all of that. All right. So you need to let go of a whole lot of things. So you need to let go of the friends you used to have, the associations you used to have, the kind of things you used to enjoy. You need to change them. So until you're ready to do these things, you really may not experience lasting change. So lasting change is not just something you achieve by mouth. It is something you must be intentional about. You've got to be really, really intentional about it. If you want it, you work hard for it. All right, it's going to demand a lot, and that's because your future is not cheap. I tell everybody that cares to listen, your future is not cheap. Your future is not cheap, and if you really want to achieve much, you need to understand that you've got to be intentional about it. You have to work. So let go of the past. Number three is similar, but this is saying embrace the future. And when I say embrace the future, yeah, blessing Chine here. Good to have you here. It's good to have you on the session. Thank you for your comments. All right. So, like I said, embrace the future. So, let me give you an example. I'm going to use an illustration of you traveling out of Nigeria. Not necessarily Japan, okay, but you're traveling out of Nigeria, maybe relocating or just going on vacation, whatever. But you're traveling out of Nigeria, and you're going to stay out of Nigeria for a while. Of course, one of the things you need to know is that you need to change a lot of things. Number one, You need to change. You need to not change it anyway. I mean, embrace, right? Embrace the new change. One of the things you need to embrace is the identity. All right. The people you're going to meet there are different from the people you're living here. So here they may behave in a certain way, but there they behave in a different way. So you need to take time to learn. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to tell you that look, the place you're going to, okay, is going to require you to learn. You would need to learn a lot of new skills, a lot of new skills. For instance, let's say in your area in Nigeria here, you make a lot of noise and nobody arrests you, nobody tells you anything because people are used to it. When you get there, you probably live in a place where there are policies, there are laws, there are regulations. You don't make noise at this frequency, at this part of the in this part of the day, in this particular time of the day, in this particular area. So by the time you understand that you are okay, but if you're not aware and you don't embrace that new identity that you are now experiencing, you get into troubles with the law. You get into troubles with your neighbor. You get into troubles with people over trivial issues. All right. So be learned. Seek to learn about your new experience. So you're trying to quit addiction, right? Good. So what does this new life? That's a simple question. Put it in the comment, everybody. Put this comment in the question. Type it in the comment. What changes, or rather, what do I need to embrace in a new life that I desire? All right. I think that makes some sense. So if you really want to be an A student, one of the things you need to know to change is to read more. All right. So the question you now be asking yourself is, okay, so how do I now transit into this new experience? You need to stay up more and read. You need to let go of your favorite channel and read instead. You need to let go of conversation and gist with your friends and embrace a new life. So you're going to lose a lot of things. And number two, you're going to embrace a lot of things. So embrace new identity. Of course, in the other in I saw, I saw a video on what's it called, on Facebook earlier today, and this young man was, I think, was edited Dogo. That was a message. He was in class. Apparently, he had an Indian teacher, and then he was filming the session and his face, and he was saying something like, "Who sent me?" Something like that. I don't even understand what he's teaching. So now, apparently, what happens is he he moved out of Nigeria, all right, to study in a different country, but he has not adapted and acquainted himself with the environment. He doesn't understand what is being said. He doesn't understand the language of his new life. So ask yourself, what is the language of my new identity? What language do I like to be speaking? I'm not even talking about Chinese, Japanese, or whatever language is coming to your mind right now. I'm talking about the new life you want. What language do you need to speak? You want to be a responsible businessman. What kind of language should you be speaking? You need to be speaking languages like diligence, language like value, language like competence, language like excellence. What language do I need to start speaking? Exactly. Thank you, Oka, for Valentine. Consistency. Those are language. I'm glad you guys are getting it. What language do I need to start speaking in this new phase of my life? This experience. What language do I need to be speaking? So, like that student, if you don't understand a language that you can't hear me anymore, please check. Anybody can hear me? If you can hear me, type I can hear you. Let me be sure it's not from my end. I don't think it's from my end. My audio is good, but let's see. Okay, I think others can hear me. Omolade, I'm so sorry about that, but please check your audio, right? So sorry you can't hear me. The recording will be up for grabs, so you don't have nothing to worry about. Okay, so yeah, I said, ask yourself, what language? You can hear me, Precious Sharon. Oh, great. Okay, let's just continue. Omolade, please, I'm so sorry. Please check your sound, right? Thank you. Olatunji Olua, so you can hear me. Amazing. Thank you so much. If those of you who are just joining, welcome, welcome. This is Metamorphosis, and this is the first session I'm teaching on the mechanics of lasting change and transformation. And of course, if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel right now. Subscribe right away. Subscribe right away. Thank you. Please subscribe right away. This is going to be changing, life changing, right? You're helping the algorithm show our videos to more people. Thank you for joining. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. And if you're here, if you've never invited somebody, please go and do that. Go and invite somebody, bring them in so that they can learn. So I said, what is the language of the change that I desire? So start speaking that language. Until you start speaking that language that your new phase requires, you're going to struggle a lot. I can guarantee you that. You're going to struggle a lot. You're going to struggle a lot. Okay, I think Molade can hear me. Amazing. Thank you. Molade, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. So understand the language and it's going to help you a lot. Still talking about what you need to embrace. You need to embrace new perspectives. You need to change your old beliefs. For instance, let's say I gave you an example earlier on. One of the challenges with people who have addiction, not have, pardon me, who live with addiction, like pornography, is that you believe, all right, that you can't stop watching it. Somewhere in your mind, you may not believe, you may not accept or agree to, but it's the truth. Somewhere in your mind, Kingsley Udoye, thank you for coming around. Thank you, I appreciate you. All right, let me tell you what Kingsley did, guys. Kingsley sent me, was it, I think 5 gig, right? He sent me 5 gig for Spark Metamorphosis conference, and I think I'm using his data right now. I don't even know, but I think I'm using his data right now. Though I subscribe though, some gig as well. I think I'm using his right now. Thank you so much, Kingsley. God will always subscribe you to new greatness in Jesus' name. God will subscribe you to beautiful people in your life in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Kingsley. You're doing it. All right, so let's move on. So I said, when you're yeah when you're trying to change, right, you need to start asking yourself, what mindset do I need to embrace the possibility mindset. All right, embrace the possibility mindset. There are people who they just believe it can't work. They believe it can't work. I like to share this. I was teaching one day on Facebook, and a young man joined my session and he said, he has even believed that it can't change anymore. All right, he has believed that this is how God wants him to be. You can imagine that. Now that person, no matter the quality of information they get access to, no matter the kind of environment they get access to, they will find it really difficult to believe that it can change. So every change begins here. Every transformation begins here. It's about your mind. It's about your mind. And that's why we tell your mind what your mind. Mind what you mind. So if you believe that, oh, I cannot change, believe me, you are right. A wise man once said, whether you believe you can win or not, you are right. Whether you believe you can fail or not fail, you are right. Whether you believe that you can succeed or not succeed, you are right. Whether you believe you can quit that addiction or not, you are right. You are right, because you're the one who is deciding. It's all up to you. That's the funny thing about it. But if you say, I can win, right? You're winning. And I like to say, you need to start making declarations in the affirmative. And by affirmative, I'm talking about present tense. All right. So let me give you an example. Stop saying things like, let me say, I will be rich. No, 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 no. Stop saying I will be rich. Say, I am rich. Stop saying I will be free. Say, I am free. The Bible giving instructions. The Bible says, let the weak say, I am strong. You're looking at your life and you're like, God, I've messed up. I'm a joke. I'm a mess. I'm a fraud. That's not true. That's not true. You're not a mess. You're not a joke. You're not a failure. You are who God says you are. You're a chosen generation. You're a royal priesthood. You're a holy nation called out of darkness into light to fulfill the mind of God. You're not a failure. You're not a loser. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. I don't care whether you've been failing all this while. You're not a failure. I don't care if you've been struggling with the addiction for 20 years. You are not an addict. I don't care if you've been smoking for so long, working pornography for the a larger part of your life. You've been addicted to masturbation for decades. It doesn't matter. You are not an addict. You're the light of the world. You are the image of God. You have the struggle with this, and it is going to go. You're struggling with the addiction, and it's going to go. Listen to me. Listen to me. I need you guys to listen to me right now. If you've not been listening to me at all, I need to get this right now. Pay attention. You were not born, all right, with that addiction. You were not born with that limiting habit. You learned it. So which means it can be unlearned. Does that make sense? If you were not born with addiction, you can unlearn addiction. So addiction is a learning disorder. It's not that you are a bad person. It's you have just learned the wrong thing. And from my research and my data, right? Data doesn't lie. You know, I got to realize that most persons were exposed to pornography. Most people are struggling with pornography, right? Because they were exposed to it at a very young age. The average exposure to pornography is about 12 years. All right. Many young people they get exposed to 12, and even in recent times, it has been lowered. It has been lowered because we have so many sexual perversions around, so much heavy sexual perversions. So people got into this trap uh, through molestation. Right? People were molested at age 5, 4, 3, 2. You know, they were sexually abused, they were raped, and all of that. So that gave room, to this other addiction and all that. So you're not a terrible person. You just need to unlearn it. And that's why I said it starts from here. Stop struggling. Stop trying to quit pornography. Stop trying to quit masturbation. What you need to do is to labor to know, labor to understand, labor to access knowledge. And that's why you don't miss my session when I'm going to be talking about addiction, how I quit pornography and permanently, created a new life for myself. So don't miss that session. I'm going to be sharing really, really practical stuff. So I'm going to be using my slides. So it's going to be powerful. Don't joke. Don't play. Don't play. If you have any art challenge with, even if it's not sexual addiction, the model is still the same thing. It works the same way. Whatever challenge with addiction you've got, come, don't miss my session. It's going to be really, really helpful. I think that's on I'm not sure now. I need to check again. But I think that's the fourth day. Yeah. Or is it the third? Just check. Some of you are already registered. Just check. Follow our page. You're going to see there. All right. So when I'm talking about addiction, just make sure you don't lose out on that session so that you can really take a lot of information from there. So I'm saying it's a learning disorder. So you need to start learning the right thing. All right. Stop struggling. I told you earlier, be focused on the big picture. Stop trying to do things that will not get you results. For instance, one of the things that does not get you results is shame. Shame makes it worse. And I'd like to tell people this, it's as simple as it is. Stop being shameful about the addiction because it's shame as a way of caging you. As a matter of fact, let me give you this simple illustration. Do you know that when you okay, let's say you fell into pornography or masturbation and then you watch pornography and then you begin to feel ashamed about it, what happens is that shame, right, is serving as a fuel to plunge you back into that trouble. That shame that you're feeling right now is just the best recipe to send you into the new cycle. Is the best strategy. So quitting shame is your number one win. All right, that's your number one win. Understand that shame has no advantage. It has no advantage. It's not going to make you feel better. Let me give you an example from the Bible. If you read the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve misbehaved and they did what God asked them not to do. And when God came down and asked a simple question, Adam, where are you? Now, God who is asking Adam, where are you? Are you telling me that he doesn't know where Adam is? Are you telling me he doesn't know where Adam is? That's not true. Of course he knows. But what God wants you to do is to come just as you are. I don't know what you've gone through. I don't know where you've been. All right. I don't know what has happened to you, whether you were molested, whether you were raped, you've been addiction. For so many years, you've tried this, you've tried that, you've tried this, you've tried that. It's not working. I don't care. Come just as you are. This is knowledge. This is the point of transformation. This is Spark Transformation Center. And here, we're going to give you the right tools and strategies, resources, information that's going to change your life. This is possible. This is possible. So God asked them, all right, where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden and I hid myself because I was naked. Naked, all right? Nakedness is a product of shame. If you're not ashamed, you will not cover yourself. So you try to cover yourself. Now look at the foolishness here. The foolishness of Adam in his attempt to hide his failure which in this case can be a slip up or a relapse. Now, his foolishness told him that for him to overcome that shame, what he needs is a fig tree, a cloth made out of fig tree. Now, that's what called band-aid solutions. So Adam, in his own sense, went and picked leaves, binded them together, and made clothes. You're trying to hide behind one finger. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Stop trying to hide behind the finger. Come out and speak out. Speak out to the right people. Stop thinking, I'm going. There's a guy when I was in university. Excuse me. There's a guy when I was in university. He smokes around my area, and then when you ask him about it, when people asked him, right, he says something like, "If I want to quit, I can quit. If I decide to stop smoking, I can stop smoking." All right, and I'm like, really, really, bro. You don't tell your addiction, okay, when I'm ready. No, 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 no. You must be intentional. So it's not something you. If it's not about willpower. That's what I'm trying to say now. It's not about. It's not a question of willpower. It's a decision matter. It's not about when I feel like. If you could, you would have. All right. If you could quit just by saying it, if you could quit just by talking about it, you would have been long. I mean, some of you know. You said to yourself, "I will never do this again. I will never do this again. I will never." But your never does not end. Tomorrow I will stop. This is the last time I will do it. But why has that last time not be that last time? There is something you don't know yet. I'm going to be taking questions very soon. If you have any questions, please start getting them ready. So there is something you need to know. There is something you have not understood. And that's where the problem is. All right. So it's not about willpower. It's not about, if I could stop, I will stop. If I really want to stop, I will stop. No, no, no. You don't just talk like that. You must have a plan. What's your game plan? What's your strategy? That's not going to say. What's your strategy? Stop being emotional about change. Stop being so emotional about transformation. You must have the desired results. All right. You must have that mindset. All right. So I think I should just wrap up here because the next speaker needs to come in soon. And yeah, and I'm going to continue in my next session. I'm going to pick it from here. But like I said, these are the three. These are the major things. All right. I have much more here, but we have 6 minutes more, and the next speaker needs to be brought in exactly 8 p.m. So, guys, this is the bedrock, and what I've started here is just the basics. I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. The next session is going to be coming on board, and I'm going to be staying here as well. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be transformational. She's going to be teaching on the place of mental health. Because if you don't understand the place of mental health in your personal and professional life, you're going to struggle with it a lot. So most people feel, okay, mental health, all these people say, all these therapists, oh, mental health, is it a real thing? Yes, it's a real thing. That's what the Bible says. I wish above all things that you prosper as your soul prosperity. And of course, your soul is from your mind, and your mind is your mental health. Does that make sense? So even God is concerned about your mental health. So guys, we need to see in the next session. I love you guys so much. We'll come to the end of this class, and I'm going to be seeing you guys in the next session. Comfort is going to be coming on very shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Just stay exactly where you are. We're going to go live very, very shortly as soon as we close this channel, this session rather. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you guys, and I'm glad you came around. This is just the first day and the first session, and you guys are here turning up. Believe me, you're just in for an amazing time. I love you guys so much. God bless you. God bless you. Ensure that you stay connected and bring in somebody into the next session. Yeah, let's get right into it. If you have questions, please put them in the question. I'm going to get them and answer them subsequently, right? I love you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.